This tape was made by Mr. Walter Hudler, who was born June 18, 1892 at Grass Creek, North Carolina, where he has lived all his life. Mr. Hudler enlisted in World War I on May 24, 1918, and was overseas from the time he left home until the end of the war. In the interview, he stated that if the tape seemed a little bit rough, that was the way it actually happened. So you could call this a first-person account, classified in literature today as realism.
And I'm making some tape recording of some of my service I had in the Army, some of my experience. And when I registered for the Army, I knew it wouldn't be too long till they'd call me. I didn't think it would. After I got my classification card in A1, I knew then it wouldn't be too long. We was carrying the mail from Grass Creek to Botany. My dad did it off, and I was carrying most of the time. So after I got my call, about a week or two before I had to go to camp, I didn't have to carry the mail much. I had a whole lot of privilege around home. And we had 2 horses and 2 buggies, so I'd get out in the buggy, out and mess around, having a good time before I had to go. Court a little. My dad, he was awful good to me then, and he found out I was going to have to go to the service. He'd get to us all the time for that concern. But he never showed no compassion about us much as we didn't know where he cared anything for us or not to. So I had to go to the service, and he got to being just awful good to me somewhere or another. And when he found out I wanted to go places, sometimes he'd hook the horse to the buggy for me and be ready when I got ready. Well, it was come time to go after 2 couple of weeks, I guess, messed around after I got my call. I thought I'd leave home without crying or anything, just walk off, never let on. I was in a room packing my old suitcase, got my things, they told me what to bring, a few little things, and I got them things thrown in the suitcase. Set the old lid down, it sounded so lonesome. I was full of cry, I couldn't hardly hold back then. And I closed the lid, picked up my suitcase, walked out in the front room. There stood Dad and Mother and Sip and Molly. I don't know if the oldest brother was there or not. Anyway, Roy was carrying the mail that day, I think. Well, I walked in the room, set my suitcase down, fixed to tell them goodbye. Mother picked up the corner of her apron, tears run down her face, goodbye water. She thought she'd never see me no more, and I didn't know I'd ever see her anymore. Then my dad come over, and then Step in Molly. They all was carrying on, and I had to cut me. We had around and around there for a little while, but after that I got to feeling better, about it. My dad took me to Jefferson that day. We had to go the day before we were supposed to leave on the train to go to Camp Jefferson. So he took me up there at Jefferson, and when we got up there, there was a whole lot more boys waiting on us, and we got kind of, the most got acquainted. Some of the boys I knew went off with him. Coach Thompson, Wally Bolton, Dave Blevins, and I don't know, several. But long as I got acquainted with some more boys, Special Officer Childers, he was my good buddy. And my dad come on back home that night, and we took our meals down in the old hotel there at Jefferson. And we were messing around there. That night, we had a chance to go up to the courthouse for some kind of a program. And I didn't care much about going. My mind was on going on to camp and everything. And the old boy come out, actually got started a little, saying, "Goodbye, Mom, goodbye, Paul, goodbye, you old home." I may not know what the war was about, But wasn't very long, I soon found out, and wasn't. I felt like taking by the neck. I thought, well, I'm going a long ways to fight, and this will be too close home to fight here. So we went over with Mr. Johnson. He was a clerk of the court then. To spend the night with him. There's about 4 of us went over there, and he gave us beds. Nice old gentleman. It's right down on the hill, right below where the hospital, they built a hospital. There wasn't a hospital there then. But we stayed with him that night, come over to the old hotel for breakfast next morning. We messed around, all got together again. And sometime during the day, we went over to West Jefferson. I think like went on an old truck or something. And we messed around over there. We didn't leave on the train until the middle afternoon sometime. Just kept messing around. There's an old boy over there, kind of ahead of us. He called us together every once in a while. And there's a cherry tree right above the depot over there. And it's kind of warm. And we were going to get up there in the shade. He called an aide, every once in a while. See if it did. If went over the hill as long as this. And of course we was all there. And then we'd scatter around a little. And that old water tank sitting out there above the railroad track, it had a ladder from the bottom to the top. And I climbed up on that thing, up to the top of it. And had a skew stout. A lot of people know him around here. He was a young boy then, I didn't know he was up there. And I see him most of the while around Pleasant home. He comes up there to decoration. I think he lives in Bluefield somewhere now. He always named that to me. He's not forgotten about it. He climbed up on that old water tank there. So we messed around there. My dad and Coot come the next day over there. And they come before we got on the train to leave. My dad, I suppose, he couldn't talk to me. And Coot was there, my oldest brother. He had to go a month later. So I don't know what he wanted to say to me. He told Wally Ball. Wally come to me and said, your dad told me what he wanted to tell you, and I don't remember now what it was. So we got ready after a while. Pretty soon we got ready. Load on the train. There's an awful big crowd there to see us all. Some people we knew, some we didn't. And we got on the train. And coming in to Lansing, there's a big crowd there. The train stopped a few minutes. Stopped there. They're hollering goodbye, I hope you get back and all like that. So we went on into Haddington. Going up above Lansing, must have been about the Devil's Stairs. An old boy had his head stuck out the window. The rock was sticking out there on the side. Looked like his head was going to hit him. Somebody hollered, look out there, boy, better pull in your neck if you get hit with that rock. So we went on to Haddington. Got off the train there, waiting for another one to come along. And they sitting around outside, had to wait a long time. We got scattered around there in town a little. There's a little old nigger boy there, had one of these little dray trucks, the little carts. I reckon he hauled stuff from a depot around to the merchants delivered around. He was messing around that little cart. Some of the boys took it away from him. They messed run up and down the street with it. Here somebody jumped in, and they hauled him around. This little boy, he sat there like he's about to cry. You know what they don't do, you just like it. So after a while, he brought back and gave it to him. He took off. Well, there's a bunch went over to the drugstore, and I don't know, me and 2, 3 boys, we followed them over there, and we got over there. There was a bunch around the table eating ice cream. So we ordered up a dish of ice cream. Sit down at the table and eat it, and while we was eating ours, these old boys, they got up and walked out, and they were off to pay for it. There's got 2 clerks standing there, and they never said a word. So when we eat ours, we done the same thing. Walked out and never paid for it. And I've always hated that. I didn't pay those boys. I knew the right one to pay them yet. But we know that wasn't no way to do, wasn't raised to do that. So that's the way we done. We went back to the depot. After a while, the train come, and we got on the train, went down to Morristown, Tennessee, where we changed trains then, and went down through Asheville, Charlotte, Columbia. So we were pretty quiet going down. We got down to North Carolina. And there's a whole lot of box cars sitting on the side of the track. I don't know, these niggers, they must have been unloading something on the car. I didn't know what it was. So they knew this was a troop train coming. And they come to the door, they had the doors spread wide open, and they'd stand there and they'd stick their heads out as far as they could. And some of the boys filled a drinking cup full of water. As we passed them old boys, we'd go right slow. And they'd dash that cup of water in their face, and they'd just fall backwards. I think it got to us, I guess, and we'd have it around and around. So the train just kept going. And sometimes when we got in town, in all the other towns, the thing would stop. And we'd get out and get some little tempered rocks, little gravel, put in the pocket, get back in the train and go along, and these old boys on further down the line, side their heads stuck out like that. They'd far down and hit them right in the face or anywhere of them pebbles. There's an old boy walking along the side of the track there. Some old boy hit him in the head with a stone. And he reached down, the train was going pretty slow. He reached down like he's going to pick up a rock, but he didn't throw it, and we done got on out of his reach. So we went on down, stopped at Charlotte. Train did, a whole bunch of us got together there. Stopped there, and the boys had their windows raised and warm of it. Stick your head out, and there's a whole bunch of girls standing there at the station. And they wanted to shake hands with him, Took the hand way down as far as they could reach. They got a hold of the hand, pulled them plumb up to the window and kissed them. Oh, they'd holler and carry on. I don't think they cared much. And we had a pretty good time going on down. We got on down South Carolina. We could see those, it was getting pretty dark then, just the sun got down. Way down before we got to Columbia. We'd seen these old niggers, a lot of them. They hadn't quit flying cotton. It was out there in an old cotton field, always a big one. And that cotton was coming out, looked sort of like sweet potato vines. I thought it was to start off with. And I know it wasn't that many sweet potatoes. And there's old niggers there. I thought of that old song way down south, where the cotton grows. And these niggers find them old news. Got on a little further. We could see these old farmers, whether they'd been gone in just about sundown then, sitting on the porch, just looked like a man and his wife sitting there watching us go by. Of course, they knew it was a troop train. Probably had some boys already in service. So we got down there to Columbia, South Carolina, got off the train there. We went on out to the camp on the streetcar. It's getting pretty late then. It must have been, I rode out on the streetcar. It didn't take too long. Wasn't far out of town. Living out there at about, must have been 12:30, 1 o'clock, something like that. And them old wooden barracks that had upstairs come. We'd get them old boys that coughing and carrying on, sound so lonesome. Of course, after got in the camp, everything sounded lonesome to you. And we didn't know how to do and what to do. So they took us in the barracks there. The bottom part had the kitchen in, and one room had a kind of recreation hall where we sat around and played the music and so on when they didn't have nothing to do. And upstairs, all upstairs, they had bunks up there. They took us up there, gave us a bed, didn't have nothing on but a blanket. We, I don't know if we pulled their clothes off or not, I guess we did. Laid down there, don't think we slept much. Next morning, they come up there and blow us out in that little whistle for breakfast, downstairs. We went in there. They met us at the door with a mess pan. An old mess pan, great long thing, had a great long handle to them. They doubled over and held the lid on. And they undoubled that thing, showed you how to hold it in your right hand. Your mess pan, and hold the handle. They had that lid. And you put on the handle, and press down your thumb like you put prunes or rice, some kind of dessert on it. They put your other stuff down in the mess pan. The old boy, he knew how the green he was and didn't know how to act. And they marched us around where the served us all. The first big spoonful I got was mashed potatoes. Mashed potatoes for breakfast. I didn't think of them. Whoever heard tell of mashed potatoes for breakfast? I never had eaten potatoes for breakfast before. And he thought that the big spoonful in my mess pan like knocked out of my hand. He said, you have to hold on to it, buddy. Well, we went on around. One fellow, we had a big coffee cup there. They had awful good coffee. And they'd give you plenty of it. They'd fill the old cup up full. Of course, we had plenty to eat, you know. And after we got on eating, washing the mess pans up and getting ready, we went back upstairs, and they give us an old straw stick, a little thing you go on the bed, and the corporal, he lined us up outside, and we had those straw sticks, you know, put it across our shoulder. He said, when I holler forward march, step forward, one step with your left foot first. So when he hollered the forward march, that's the way we done. We should march along column 2 by 2. So we went up over a little hill and down on the other side. And there was something like a straw lake over there. I don't know whether it's Dale straw or what it was. But anyway, we filled up our straw tank, threw them across our shoulders and marched back. Filled up our old straw tank and put them on the bed. Patted down good, put a blanket on it. And we thought we fixed up pretty well. Laid pretty good. So we got to messing around, and they got to call us in for a final exam, giving us shots and everything, and didn't have much to do for a while. So they gave us some kind of shots. That evening, about dark, about all of us took a headache. I don't know what it was. This old Baron Medley up here around Jefferson, he actually got all the way down there and kept most everybody laughing. So he got plumb knocked out. Old Bear was awful sick. And they put some of us, we was quarantined for something or other, and they put some guards around his back so much that nobody couldn't get out. And this old boy's supposed to be on guard down there. He got the headache so bad they had to take him off, and I hadn't done as bad as he did. They put me down there in his place. Well, we hadn't got our uniform and nothing there. We were still in the civilian clothes. Standing around there, and it's dark. There comes a man in a uniform. He's a lieutenant. His officer's day. But I didn't know nothing about lieutenant. Didn't know nothing about officer's day or nothing. These officers' day, they supposed to visit the guard, especially the night, to see if they're carrying out their duty, you know. He come up to me and spoke. I said, hello, something. And I didn't know how to do or how to act. He knowed I was just new in there. So he asked me how long I'd been in service. I said, I think it was just a few days. We've been there just a few days. We never got a uniform, nothing yet. And he was awful nice. He didn't bawl me out enough for not saluting. I didn't know how to salute. So I stayed on guard there about 2 hours and got to leave, went back, went to bed. Our old bar was still carrying on. Next morning, they got us out there after breakfast. They had the police up, you know. And then all around the barracks, you had to pick up old Mexican cigarette butts. Anything had the ground just clean, or wasn't no grass on it, just clean old sand. So we got that done. Go for examination. Examination, go around and these big buildings, so like a gymnasium or something. We had a doctor sitting on one side, and he had us stripped off naked and having to show how active we was, you know, and everything. The doctor examined you a little, asked you a few questions, signed your name there. He just had your name there blank. One around to another doctor, same way. Well, Bauer, he got to feel a little better. He went around, he's right in front of me. This old doctor, he's getting up in years. He's sitting in a chair, and he's looked at Bauer, and I don't know, his head must have been kind of funny or something. He said, boy, what's the matter with your head? He said, nothing, what's the matter with yours? That old doctor laughed and laughed and laughed. So we went on around, and after we got through, put our clothes back on, went on back to the barracks. Kept wondering, what was next? While they both, in a day or two, they called him up for an x-ray. While he'd been kind of crippled as a boy, you know, and he's awful homesick. And he thought he was going to get discharged and didn't know for sure. They keep calling back. And I think he'd had some bones worked out of that thing back in his young days, and they found that, you know. So he come back one late, they'd called him out there, and he come back. And he just still, they wouldn't tell him nothing. He didn't know if he was going to get come home or not. But he said, boys, I'll tell you what I'd do. If they turn me loose, he said, I'd be willing to go back home and sleep with the hog. Oh, Lord, I thought that was a sign. Of course, I'd have been willing to come back home if they turned me loose. But I figured I wasn't no better than the other boys. They had to go. And I went out and done like they told me to and everything. So, maybe next day or so on, but there it was. They called Riley back out to the office there where we examined there, and they gave him his discharge. Old Riley come back to the back and we was all up there. Boy, let him go home. He went to pick an old suitcase, and I can see him this day walking down the road. Boy, he was walking proud, heading for home. And that's the last time I seen Riley. When he come back home, he left and over about Cleesburg or somewhere over there. Never did see him more, I think, while he died. But his brother Earl, he was in, he went home. He was in before I was. So, after we got the shots and examination and signed and there to that barracks, and we got to falling out for close order drill. Just over, but just a little ways from my barracks over there. We'd fall out in the morning and they'd call the roll. We was all there. They'd march us over there. And we'd first take exercise in the morning. Oh, that was awful. We moved the muscles that never had been moved, I guess, setting up exercise. And I dreaded that. Boy, you talk about being sore now. It sure did make you sore. And next morning we had to go through the same thing. So we all agreed, didn't know what was coming next. We'd wonder what was coming next. You had to keep your mind on your business. You couldn't study about home and other things and hear what those officers were saying to you. Well, after we took our exam and all that exercise, we'd mess around there and put near 12 o'clock. We'd march back to the barracks and get a chow. In the afternoon, they'd march us out over there for drill. And they come in, putting this squad together, 8 men to the squad, and then there's what they call a platoon. These squads, about 8 of squads make up a platoon. And we got to drill that, and they got to give us that squad right, squad left, forward march, to the rear march, all like that. And first started off, we didn't know what to do. They had if anybody's out of step, they'd how to get the step, you know. Well, they know we didn't know how to do to get the step. And they'd take us out, one by one, after they found out we didn't know how to do. Of course, they knew it all the time, they know how to do. They'd take us out, call one out at a time, say, come out and do so-and-so. And they had us up there a change in step. They just have to make a little hop, just a half step. But change step is easy done if you know how. So they'd take us out one by one, call his name. They come to me. Some of the old boys, they'd go and change step and run the toe on the ground, never fall down. They said, Hudler, I see you try it. I walked out there and just changed it easy. I said, I've done all this stuff before I've seen Army. I said, all right, come back in line. So when they got through that, then they'd put us in that squad here, and they'd tell us what to do. One man on the front, in front there, if he made a squad left, the one on the left, he had to hold what they call a pivot. He didn't have to, he only had to do just mark time. And the forward went around, they'd swing around just like a gate on the post till they got us around, and then we'd march straight. And then when we'd march along that hose and make a right turn, you know, squad's right, they call it. The man, the fourth man, he didn't have to hold the pivot. Them other fellows, they'd swing around. Well, we swing around, all swing around, and that puts us in a straight row. You know, straight row in front, straight row behind. So we, and that's the way we, when we march like that, and I was on a parade or something. Officer to holler, squad left, march. So that put us in a row. And that's how he'd stand there and look down the line, see if we was all marching straight, you know. And that's what that meant. So we kept on marching like that, squad to the right, squad left, to the rear, march, and so on. And change steps and march and all like that. So we'd march, we'd drill there, I guess, 10 or 15 minutes at a time when we first started out. It's pretty hot down there. That old sand was hot, your feet would never burn up. And we had a fella, I don't know, he'd been working in the drugstore or something, he's awful white, kind of a dressed up fella. And that drill was getting next to him. When he stopped us to rest, he put his handkerchief out and he'd wipe sweat. Just, he's having it tough. So that old boy, he wasn't hurting me a bit. I was raised up to be pretty tough, you know. And raised on the farm, because I got lots of exercise. And I could actually caught on with that stuff. I could do it as good as any of them. And we had what's called a orchard squad. The boys that couldn't drill, couldn't keep step. They'd run their toes in the ground, they'd fall down something. You had to pick your feet up. And this corporal was awful good kind of boy, and they had one down the orchard squad. He had time down there, them orchard boys trying to learn. And he was a nice fellow. And this corporal, well, he seen us, we couldn't make it. He'd say, you report down there to Corporal Belt, I think his name was. He wouldn't tell you he was going to the orchard squad, and the boy down there, he wouldn't tell him they was in the orchard squad, and a lot of them didn't hit it. And some of the boys down went off with hit that orchard squad, till they could drill like the others, and then they'd send them back. So that's just the way the drilling was. And we got so, we could do that pretty good, caught on to it pretty good, and know one day, the next day, then what was coming up. So in about a month, they come another bunch from Ashe County down there. My brother, Coot, Fred Jones, and Dr. Bingham, the two guys used to be over here before he went off. Fine fella. And Lottie Pierce is the boy. Lottie's been down there once and they'd send him back. And we told them, we was out on the drill field, and we told the corporal to march us out. Along the edge of the road, we seen them were coming, and they was going to fill up their straw sticks like we was. And he marched us out there, and we told us some boys from our county we wanted to see them. And they come along, and the corporal's in charge. He didn't know to stop. He kept marching them on. We marched out there, and he hauled us, and we stood there. And we hollered at it. And there was Tom Coot and Fred and Dr. Bingham, Lighty. Old Lighty, he started to stop up to us. Corporal, get back in line. March on. So they marched on. We didn't get to talk to them any. So that evening, after chow, they called us all out. Had us lined up in front, and Coot and Fred and Dr. Bingham and Uncle Will, they come over there. They come up pretty close to us. They seen we was lined up there, and they stopped down there. They didn't come on up. And they stood there in a long time, and they thought the scene wasn't going to be turned loose for a while. So they went back. And we never did you see them anymore. They was lining us up there after we got caught on the drilling pretty good, and they was picking out a bunch going to send up to Camp Sevier. Up there where we took our training, there was a 81st Division up there waiting on us. So they lined us up there and says, the names we call, step one, pace forward. So they called several names, they called my name. All Thompson is in the bunch. Him and me is kind of raised up together, and seemed like he liked to hang around with me pretty well. Poor old boy's pretty homesick, and I know the Army wasn't doing no good for. In fact, he wasn't never used to no hard stuff much when he was home, and I guess went pretty hard with him. So he was hoping they'd call his name so he could go along with me, but they didn't call him. And when they got through calling their name, so they dismissed us in. We went back from the back. And the next day, along about 12 o'clock or something, they called us out, and we all marched down to the little old depot enough for the camp there. St. Thomas is a bunch. I don't know, there's a whole bunch of Walter Burkett and Will and all them fellows. And there's a bunch in another company that Ed the Board and I don't know, Walter Weaver and Lester C. Gray and all. I didn't get with them, so we all went over together when time come. So they took us up to Camp Sevier there at Greenville, South Carolina, and they took us out there to camp that night. It was extra dark when we got out there. Never gave us no supper that night. And we was going in tents. And these are, I think, about 8 men in the tent, pretty good sized tent. Come my time, to go in, the tent was full. And they put me in out there in the tent for myself. And I know that I wasn't going like that. While I was in there by myself, the other thought was coming next for the next day in there lonesome. Didn't have nobody to talk to. And here come an old southern train through there. I was getting ready to probably go to bed or something. And this old train, old southern train, come through there, the whistle wide open, the blowing, them old trains sound awful lonesome anyway. That made me so homesick, I'd give anything in the world. I've been on that train and coming home. Well, went to bed, just the rest pretty good that night, went to bed late. Next morning, come around those old whistles and blowing us out. I don't remember hearing the bugle that morning, but they did it blow you out with the bugle first, then they come around those old whistles and blow you out. Well, we went to the mess hall next morning, down Company Street, and got a chow, got a breakfast. Then after breakfast, they took me down Company Street there and put me in a tent with, I don't know, 6 or 8 men in there, counting myself. And that was a good place. It was a big old tent, wooden floor in it, good bed, and it was sunshiny day. This tent was the top of it fold up. We'd wrap it around with a big hole in the middle and let the bedclothes air out, sun out, and dry out. And sometimes we'd be out on the drill field and drilling and come up a quick shower of rain, it'd wet everything in there. So we had to dry that out again. And there's where we took our training. We'd line up of a morning, come to the street there, Company I was in Company B, and our Captain McDougall, he was a fine looking fellow. He fit a uniform. He'd weigh about around 200 pounds, I guess, and he was a picketing looking of a man. And he'd line up there, and Arthur Childers, he's right in front of me, and I was right behind him. And when they hauled her right dress, we'd put her left hand up on her hip, and the fellow to the left of him, he'd back with his right arm right up against his elbow. And we'd all have our heads looking to the right, and the sergeant on the end, we had to line up so you could see every man's breast, but all straight down the line, and that would make a straight line. Sometimes it'd be bellied fellows, bellied stick out there. You ought to suck up your guts. So if you get them straight, you know. Well, when you got them lined up, you got the front. And reach up our arms and look straight to the front. And by that time, the captain, he was ready to holler, squad's right, march. And we'd head for the drill field then. And when we got over the drill field, the sergeant corporals, they took over. And they'd drill the thunder out of us. And we took our training there, most of our training there in Camp Sevier, getting ready to go overseas. We'd go out on maneuvers and go through all kind of hardship there. Learned us to be tough when we got over there so we could take it rugged. And we stayed there, I don't remember how long, maybe 30 days, something like that, doing all that drilling. And we'd drill up to about 11:30 or something like that. They'd bring us in for chow, dinner time, and then we'd go in for chow. And after we got through, we'd go to our best band, come back to the barracks, laid around a little while, blow us out again, back to the drill field. March 1, 2, 3, 4, all day long. Get so tired of that. We had some good corporals, an old Sergeant Willingham. He was pretty hateful. If I couldn't drill right, he'd get on him. He'd talk pretty rough to him. And there's no boy, he was drilling right along the side of me. I don't know what's the matter with him. It seemed like he couldn't drill much. And this old sergeant walked along the side of me. He told that old boy if he didn't get in there and do like you ought to, he'd take his gun and stop and give him a whack with it. I just think the boys used to do me that way. If they did score a bustle, I'd pay you back. But he never did say nothing to me. I could do it pretty well. And we got they kind of busted up the platoon there and put us out there in squads to drill. 8 men to the squad. So Lester Phipps, we raised up on Old Field Creek. I know him before we went to service. And we got in his squad there. And old Lester, he was a good corporal, good to his men. Learned us a whole lot about it. He'd give the command in a way that made you like him. He's a fine fellow, Lester was. So we got along just fine with him. We appreciated being in his squad. So we kept on drilling there, doing everything. And we got things down pretty fast. Going out on the rifle range, shooting them old guns. We started about 25 feet, 50 feet, and on up to 100 again. Go out there pulling targets and then make so much that count 35 and the bullseye and all like that. We'd shoot down on her 1 foot and the knees, just up her down there. And then after a while, we'd lay down the side of our belly and shoot what they call rapid fires on, see what we could get. Well, I was laying there trying to hit that old target, trying to get a bullseye. I had one of these old Enfield rifles. Couldn't hit nothing with hardly. I didn't know where was the mirror of the gun. So the lieutenant standing right beside of me, he said, let me try that gun once. He laid down there, he couldn't hit. He raised up and says, turn that gun in and get you one. And I turned it in and got a Winfield. Boy, that thing is shooting. Where you held it, it hit the target. And I held on to that gun all through the war, and marched into Germany back, got down to Petersburg, Virginia. That's where I turned that gun in. And I wish that I could have kept it, but it's afraid to take a chance, you know. They didn't check on nothing you turned in, they just told you to put it in the pile there. So we kept on drilling, maneuvering around, going out. There's a lieutenant who's been over there, and he's seen how this war was, foxholes and trenches and everything. He'd take us out on maneuvers, and he'd teach us how to fall down when there's a shell coming or machine gun bullet up over us or something. And all the little places, like a little sunk place, or behind an old log or something, he'd tell you to fall in behind that thing. So there's some pretty good places we out there on the maneuver field. And we fall into that. The old boy, he seemed like pretty well pleased the way we was done. And then we'd all assemble around him, and he'd give us a lecture about things over there and what to do and everything. He said, when you get over there, he said, you'll get so sleepy, you can lay your head down on a hard rock and go to sleep. Well, I didn't know. Seemed like I couldn't hardly believe that in a way. You'd always been used to a pretty good bed to sleep on. Back when you're young, you sleep good. So when we got over there, we found it just like he said. You can sleep anyway. You get so tired, you can sleep anyway. But we kept on taking our drill there, getting through. After we got through there, this was a good place around there. We had plenty of tea, good bed to sleep on. They sent us up to Hoboken, New Jersey. We got on the train. I don't remember how long it was. We must have got on some morning pretty early. And we rode the old troop trains. They go down the line. They go fast. So all the trains sidetrack from them. Just let them go right on through. You didn't have to stop in those stations. So we had to get pretty close to Hoboken. Come a sergeant through the train. Said we'll be in the station Hoboken in 15 minutes. Everybody get a shave. Well, we was used to shaving. They had that one old trench mares. I went to the toilet there, got some water, come back in where I was sitting there in the train, put that glass up there in the window where I could see how to shave, cold water. And I had shaving soap and a little straight razor and all. And I liked my face good. Wasn't just a little while. I had the beard off, didn't shave. Got in several minutes before the train got in the Hoboken. So I reckon all the boys had a slick shave when they landed in there. So we landed there. We landed first in New York and then went over to Hoboken the way it was. So we were marching through the outskirts of New York. And they had these mounted policemen that on a big fine horse sitting up there. And this old policeman sitting up there, he was directing the traffic. The old horse, he'd turn around, twist around, just like he knew what he was doing. I guess he did. And the old policeman sitting up there, motion was on. We went on through there, and we had to cross the river out there on a little old boat sometime. Just got on and stood up, never went no place to down. So like a ferry, and we crossed on there. It didn't take just a few minutes to get over. Then we went out to camp, the old boats in there. There's where they put us through the road. They give us everything out there, but we was in good barracks, and had plenty to eat again. And that water out there, it seemed like it was ice cold. We'd be out on the drill field, get hot and come in there. You couldn't drink much of that water at the time. It just freeze your throat. And after we was there a few days, got to drill and mess around. And they give us a new outfit of clothes. They give that woolen underwear, long hound. And they give that old uniform, all wool. They give us a cap, give us a gas mask, give us a helmet, and all that stuff. And after we got wrap leggings and that old hobnail, after we got all that stuff back in the barracks tried on all that uniform and that woolen underwear and everything, boy, we thought we'd burn up. It was hot weather then. But that uniform, it fits you heap better than that old khaki thing did they have. They give us some old rabbit hunting leggings, I call them. And my leg was little anyway, and they sum things up. They run my fist right down the side of it. But these wrap leggings, they wrap around the leg and fit you. And they look good on you. I told some of the boys, I wouldn't mind going home in a uniform like that on. So that's the kind we had till we got back. And after we trained a while, got on to some more things coming up, they got us out there through the woods. Had us to put on the gas mask, and double time was through the woods there. As hot as it was. Boy, you talk about getting hot. We pulled that thing off, was sweating, running down our cheeks and all. And seemed like you put them things on,